Hello, YouTube viewers out there. It is Sebastian of Sebastian's Movie Game Time, and today on episode 44, I'm going to be reviewing movies that I saw in theaters from 2010 to 2011. So, let's get started, shall we? Now, these are 2010 movies that I saw like in theaters. We have Edge of Darkness, is what a detective. Ooh. Who seeks revenge after the death of his daughter, as he goes after the people that killed his daughter. It's based on a British TV show of the same title, Edge of Darkness, that starred the late actor Bob Peck. But this is a movie based upon the British TV show. The Edge of Darkness movie stars Mel Gibson, Ray Renstone, and Danny Houston. I give Edge of Darkness the movie 1 out of 3 stars. We had Jennifer Schmucks as about a man who's working for his boss that he's hosting a dinner party, and his boss tells the man to bring somebody to make fun of, so his bosses and other company people they can make fun of. It stars Paul Rudd, Steve Carell, Zach Galifianakis, and Bruce Greenwood. I get Jennifer Schmucks 1 out of 3 stars. We had Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake. It's about a teenage girl and her friends find out that if they die in their sleep, they die in real life by a serial killer maniac named Freddy Krueger. It's based upon the classic '80s that was directed by Russ Craven. And Nightmare on Elm Street stars Rooney Mara, Thomas Dekker, and Katie Cassidy. I get Nightmare on and Jackie Early Haley. He plays Freddy Krueger in this remake one. I get Nightmare on Elm Street remake 1 out of 3 stars. We have Clash of the Titans. It's about a demigod who's the son of Zeus, as he must battle Hades of of the underworld and his monstrous minions. It stars Sam Warrington, Liam Neeson, Ralph Fiennes, Luke Evans, and Mads Mikkelsen. I get Clash of Titans remake 1 out of 3 stars. We have Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps. It's about the legend. It's about Gordon Gekko, who's fresh out of prison, serving years time. He meets a young man that he wants to give revenge on the ruthless corporate business owner. It stars Michael Douglas, Shia LaBeouf, Josh Brolin, Carey Mulligan, Franklin Jella, and Eli Walkley. It's an Oliver Stone movie. Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps, known as Wall Street 2. I give it 1 out of 3 stars. We have Shrek Forever After. It's the first chapter to the Shrek trilogy about Shrek, Donkey, Puss in Boots, and others who, after Shrek makes a deal with Rumpelstiltskin, I see as Rumpelstiltskin himself switches the tale stories. It stars It's starring the voice talents of Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, Ada Murphy, and Antonio Banderas. I guess Shrek. I guess Shrek. Forever, Forever After. 1 out of 3 stars. We have Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. It's about Harry Potter, Ron, and Hermione as all three go on the run, as there's wanted posters of Harry Potter that magician's evil one wants are coming after, and Ron, and Hermione, they must stay one step ahead of the evil magicians. Um, Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 1. This is Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 1. Stars Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, um, Emma Watson, and Ralph Fiennes. I give Harry Potter and the Disney Hollows Part 1, 1 out of 3 stars. We have the A Team. It's about a team of Iraq war soldiers who get framed for a crime that they didn't commit. It's based on a classic 80s TV show of the same title called The A Team. The A Team movie stars Liam Neeson, Bradley Cooper, Rampage, Quentin Jackson, Chateau Copley, Patrick Wilson, and Jessica Biel. I give the A Team movie 1 out of 3 stars. We have Red. We is Red spells retired, extremely dangerous. It's about a retirement for special agent who gathers up his old gang to find out why he wants to kill him and his team. It stars Bruce Willis, Mary Louise Parker, John Malkovich, Morgan Freeman, Helen Mirren, Carl Urban, Ernest Borgnine, and Brian Cross. I get the first Red movie 1 out of 3 stars. We had Legion. It's about an archangel and several other people must protect a young woman and her unborn child. Where an evil angel called Gabriel wants the newborn child and the woman. It stars Paul Bettany, Dennis Quaid, Charles Dutton, Lucas Black, Tyrese Gibson, Kevin Durant. I get Legion 1 out of 3 stars. We have Grown Ups. It's about a group of old best friends from high school who have a family find out that their high school basketball coach has passed away as they all come back to their old childhood to pay their respects to their coach. It stars Adam Sandler, Selma Hayek, Kevin James, David Spade, Chris Rock, Rob Schneider, Maria Bello. I give Grown Ups 1 out of 3 stars. Don't Be Afraid of the Dark is about a father, his daughter lives with the father's new girlfriend as they encounter some strange evil in their basement of their house. It stars Guy Pearce and Katie Holmes. I get Don't Be Afraid of the Dark 1 out of 3 stars. We have Skyline. It's about strange, mysterious events that drains people outside as they get sucked inside a strange alien ship. It stars Donald Faison, Scotty Thompson, and Brittany Daniel. I give Skyline 1 out of 3 stars. We have Promo Activity 2. It's about after events of the first Promo Activity film as a family who puts up cameras in their house only to discover that there might be strange supernatural evil. It stars Katie Featherston. I give Promo Activity 2 1 out of 3 stars. We have Country Sean. It's about a rising young country music songwriter who works for an alcoholic singer who works I'm sorry. Country Sean's it's about a rising young country song music songwriter who works for an alcoholic former singer as they plan to find fame again. It stars Gwyneth Paltrow, Garrett Hedlund, Tim McGraw, Lick Tim Master. I give Country Strong 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Book of Eli. It's about a drifter living living in an apocalyptic future world who carries a book that carries secrets that a ruthless book dealer wants. It stars Denzel Washington, Gary Oldman, Mila Kunis, Jennifer Beals, Ray Stevenson, and Michael Gambon. I get The Book of Eli 1 out of 3 stars. We have Jonah Hex. It's about a bounty hunter who gets revenge on a terrorist who murdered his wife and kid. Starring Josh Brolin, Megan Fox, John Malkovich, Michael Fassbender. I get Jonah Hex 1 out of 3 stars. We have Kick Ass. It's by a teenager who becomes a hero as he goes out at night to fight crime, as he must take down a powerful crime boss. It stars Aaron Taylor Johnson, Nicolas Cage, Chloe Grace Moretz, and Mark Strong. I get the first Kick Ass movie 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Bounty Hunter. It's about a bounty hunter man hears about his ex-wife who's working a cover murdering. So as he plans to bring back his ex-wife, it stars Joel Butler, Jennifer Aston, Jason Sudeikis, Jeff Garland, and Peter Green. I get a bounty hunter 1 out of 3 stars. We have Black Swan. It's about a woman who's a talented ballerina who hopes of becoming a superstar ballerina, and why she do anything to achieve it. Starring Natalie Portman, Mila Kunis, Vincent Cassel, Barbara Hershey, and Winona Ryder. I give Black Swan 1 out of 3 stars. We have Get Him to the Greek. It's about a record company man who gets hired to take a British rock star all the way to LA. It stars Jonah Hill, Rosa Brand, and Elizabeth Moss. I can't get him to the Greek 1 out of 3 stars. We have Robin Hood. It's about a man named Robin Hood and his band must battle the sheriff of Nottingham, who must battle a corruption in a village. It stars Russell Crowe, Kate Blanchett, Max von Sydow, William Hurt, Oscar Isaac, and Mark Strong. I give Robin Hood 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Other Guys. It's about two dim-witted NYPD detectives who get a chance become popular as they plan to expose um a conspiracy. It stars Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg, Derek Jeter, Eva Mendes, Michael Keaton, Ray Stevenson, Dwayne Johnson, and Samuel Jackson. I give The Other Guys 1 out of 3 stars. We have Percy Jackson, Olympians, and Lightning Thief. It's about a teenage boy who finds out that he's a long descendant of a god who must find out who stole Zeus's lightning. It stars Logan Lerman, Pierce Brosnan, Brandon T. Jackson, Alexandra Daddario, Sean Bean, Rosario Dawson, Uma Thurman, Pierce Brosnan, Catherine Keener, and Steve Coogan. I get Percy Jackson's and a Lightning Thief 2 out of 3 stars. We have True Grit. It's about a young girl who hires a longtime bounty hunter to help find her father's killer as a join a Texas Ranger. It's a remake to the same Western title film that stars John Wayne and Glenn Campbell. True Grit remake movie stars Jeff Bridges, Josh Brolin, Haley Stanfield. This was Haley Stanfield's breakout role in the True Grit remake before she became who she is now. Um, Matt Damon and Barry Pepper also stars. I give the True Grit remake 1 out of 3 stars. We have Shutter Island. It's about two U.S. Marshals who come to a mental institution as they must solve the disappearance of a dangerous patient. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Max von Sydow, Mark Ruffalo, Michelle Williams, Patricia Clarkson, Jackie Earle Haley, Ken Levine, John Carroll Lynch, Sir Ben Kingsley, and Elias Cotes. I give Shutter Island 1 out of 3 stars. Um, Okay, that will do it for the movies I saw in theaters from 2010. Now we come to 2011 movies that I saw in theaters in 2011. We have Drive. It's about a Hollywood actor, stuntman, who gets in trouble with some gangsters. It stars Ryan Gosling, Carey Mulligan, Albert Brooks, Ryan Cranston, and Ron Perlman. I give The Drive 1 out of 3 stars. We have Hugo. It's about a young orphan boy who lives in the walls inside a train station, befriended a family, starring Asia Butterfield, Chloe Grace Moretz, Christopher Lee, Shaka Baron Cohen, Sir Ben Kingsley, Ray Renstone, Emily Mortimer, and Jude Law. I give Hugo 1 out of 3 stars. We had Sanctum. It's about an underwater cave diving team must survive during an expedition that's trapped him. It stars Ras Wickfield. I get Sanctum 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Help. It's, it's about African American maid who works for upper class family as she befriended a wannabe writer who wants to write a book. It stars Viola Davis, Emma Stone, Octavia Spencer, Bryce Dallas Howard, Jessica Chastain, Allison Janney. I give The Help 1 out of 3 stars. We have Kung Fu Panda 2. It's about Po and his friend animals as they fight and stop a peacock who's it's starring the voice talents of Jack Black, um, Angelina Jolie, Jackie Chan, Lucy Liu, Seth Rogen, Dustin Hoffman, James Hahn, and Gary Oldman. I get Kung Fu Panda 2, 1 out of 3 stars. We had the Muppets. It's about the Muppets gang who must help out two human people to stop an oil mogul, starring Jason Segel, Amy Adams, Chris Cooper. I give the Muppets 1 out of 3 stars. We have Rise of Planet of the Apes is about a chimpanzee named Caesar who and other animals escape as they must find a safer way from humans who wants to destroy them. It stars James Franco, Andy Serkis, Brian Cox, Tom Felton, and John Lithgow. Rise of Planet of the Apes, I give it 1 out of 3 stars. We have Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn. Part 1 is about Edward Bella who must protect who who had become parents and must protect their unborn child who passes a threat. Starring Robert Pattinson, Kristen Stewart, Taylor Lautner. I get Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1 out of 3 stars. We have J. Edgar. It tells the story of a head of the FBI Bureau agency named J. Edgar Hoover and his secret life or private life. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Armie Hammer, Naomi Watts, and Judi Dench. I give J. Edgar 1 out of 3 stars. We have Drive Angry. It's about a father who escapes from hell to get revenge on the cult that killed his daughter while being pursued by an accountant who works for the devil. It stars Nicolas Cage, Amber Heard, Billy Burke, William Fetchner, David Morse, and Tom Atkins. I give Drive Angry 1 out of 3 stars. Immortals is about a mortal man who was chosen by Zeus to battle a cold, a cold-blooded king. It's starring Henry Cavill, Mickey Rourke, John Hurt, Stephen Dorff, Luke Evans, Killian Lutz, and Isabel Lucas. I give Immortals 1 out of 3 stars. We have Zookeeper. It's about a man who works at a zoo finds out that his zoo animal friends can talk. It's starring Kevin James, Rocio Dawson, Donnie Wahlberg, along with the voice talents of Adam Sandler, Nick Nolte, Cher, and Sylvester Stallone. I give Zookeeper 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Gray. It's about a plane crashes that involves a group of oil workers as they must survive a pack of wolves that is following them. It stars Liam Neeson, Dermot Mulroney, Frank Grillo, and Joe Anderson. I give The Grey 2 out of 3 stars. We have Hannah, about a 16-year-old girl who's being trained by her father to become an assassin, who she and her dad are being pursued by a rogue um agent, starring Saoirse Ronan, Kate Blanchett, and Eric Bana. I give Hannah 1 out of 3 stars. We have Puss in Boots. It's about a cat named Puss in Boots as he becomes a wanted outlaw and must team up with the thief kitty cat. It's starring the voice talents of Antonio Banderas and Salma Hayek. I give Puss in Boots 1 out of 3 stars. We had Tower Heist, but a group of people who are actor have become a victim to a wealthy employer that they work for as they plan to rob his high-rise residence, starring Ben Stiller, Eddie Murphy, Casey Affleck, Matthew Broderick, Pierre Leone, Michael Pena, and Alan Alda. I give Tower Heist 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Green Hornet. It's about the following deaths of a man's rich father, along with his father's assistant. They both become crime stop fighters. Starring Seth Rogen, Jay Cho, Cameron Diaz, um, Crystal Waltz, Tom Wilkinson, Edward Forlon. I give The Green Hornet 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Mechanic. It's about a hitman who brings in his boss's son to train to become a hitman. Starring Jason Statham, Ben Forster, Tony Goodwin, and Donald Sutherland. I get The Mechanic 1 out of 3 stars. We have Priest. It's about a warrior who was a priest who disobeyed their church's rule and their law as he must find his kidnapped niece by a pack of vampires. It's starring Paul Bettany, Maggie Q, Lily Collins, and Carl Urban. I get Priest 1 out of 3 stars. We have Paul. It's about 2 guys who meet an alien who's on the run from an FBI agent as they plan to get the alien back home. Starring Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, Seth Rogen as Paul, and Jason Bateman. I give Paul 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Dilemma. It's about a man who discovers that his longtime friend's wife is secretly having an affair. Starring Vince Vaughn, Kevin James, and Winona Ryder. I give The Dilemma 1 out of 3 stars. We have Anonymous. It's about Edward de France, Earl of Oxford, who wrote Shakespeare's plays that's set against a backdrop of the succession of Queen Elizabeth I. It's starring Race Ifans, Vanessa Redgrave, David Dallas, Xavier Samuel, and Derek Jacobi. I give Anonymous 1 out of 3 stars. We have Season of the Witch. It's about it's about the 14th century knights who have been asked to deliver a woman who's a witch to the monastery. Starring Nicolas Cage, Claire Foy, and Ron Perlman. I give Season of the Witch 1 out of 3 stars. We have Shark Night. It's about a fun weekend for a group of best friends as they find themselves to become shark food. It's starring Sarah Paxton, Catherine McPhee, and Joel David Moore. I give Shark Night 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Lincoln Lawyer. It's about a popular lawyer who has a case that involves a wealthy family son who's been accused of raping a prostitute woman. Starring Matthew McConaughey, Marissa Tomei, Ryan Philippine, and William H. Macy. I give The Lincoln Lawyer 1 out of 3 stars. We have Contagion. It's about different people as healthcare professionals and government officials find themselves in a pandemic, that a virus, as the CDC finds a cure that's that could help with this virus disease that's spreading to. It's starring Marion Cotillard, Jude Law, Gwyneth Paltrow, Matt Damon, Kate Winslet, Lawrence Fishburne. I give Contagion 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Hangover Part 2. It's about the four buddies from the first Hangover film are back as they end up in Thailand, as they must find out what happened once again. It stars Bradley Cooper, Zach Galifianakis, and Ed Helms. I give The Hangover Part 2 1 out of 3 stars. We have Super 8. It's about during 1979, a group of friends who witness a train crash, and their small town ends up having some strange events starts happening. Starring Ali Fanning, AJ McCullough, Kyle Chandler, and Joel Courtney. I give Super 8 1 out of 3 stars. Green Lantern. It's it's about it's about a man who's become a green alien who who's been given a green rain that gives him powers of him becoming Green Lantern. It starred Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, Tim Robbins, Mark Strong, and Peter Sarsgaard. I give Green Lantern 1 out of 3 stars. We have Rio. It's about a bird who lives in Minnesota, meets a bird as they head as a venture to Rio de Janeiro. Starring the voice talents of Jesse Eisenberg, Anne Hathaway, George Lopez, Jane Lynch. I give Rio 1 out of 3 stars. We have Rango. It's about a Charmeleon or Carmeleon who ends up in a desert small town as he begins a new sheriff. During the voice talents of Johnny Depp, Abigail Breslin, Timothy Olyphant, Isa Fisher, and Bill Nighy. I give Ringo 1 out of 3 stars. We have Sucker Punch. It's about a young girl who meets other girls to escort. If they want to find escape, they must retrieve each clues to help them escape from the mental institution that they're in. It's starring Emily Barney, Vanessa Hudgens, Abby Cornish, Jimmy Chun, John Hamm, Oscar Isaac, Carla Gugino, Jenna Malone, and Scott Glenn. I give Sucker Punch 1 out of 3 stars. Okay, that will do it for Sebastian's movie reviews from 2010 to 2011 that I saw in theaters. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, and you get new content every Monday. Thank you for watching episode 54, and I'll see all of you at the movies.